Hello everybody. Grabbing my little focus mouse here that I like. This is day 26. This is for Monday, April the 27th, if you were trying to keep track. And as they say in Avatar, the days are beginning to run together. Let's see, what do we have here? What do we have? I'm going to read the question to you first. Rockets leave Earth to deliver satellites into orbit for use in communications, climate mapping, and weather information collection. Satellites are placed in different orbits depending on their purpose. Most communication satellites are placed in a geostationary orbit. In a geostationary orbit, geo as in Earth, station as in not going somewhere, a satellite orbits Earth at the same rate as Earth rotates and thus stays over the same place on Earth at all times. In other words, as the Earth turns, the satellite turns exactly with it, so it stays in the same spot. Use the graph to answer the following questions. 1. How long will a satellite orbiting at an altitude of 50,000 kilometers take to complete one orbit? It will take, and they want an exact number here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So if we go over here on the right, you see our satellite orbits. We have altitude in thousands of kilometers, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 kilometers, remember. And then across the bottom in time, we have 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40 hours. This is in hours. Notice the space in between there is going to be the 5 mark. So our first question said, how long will a satellite orbiting at an altitude of 50,000 kilometers take to complete one orbit? Let's see. We got 50,000 kilometers. So this one we're just going to read straight across and give them an exact number. Notice that this is 30 and this is 40, so that's 35. Please try and give us an exact number on that, and don't forget your units of time. Second question, a geostationary satellite orbits Earth once every 24 hours. At what altitude does such a satellite orbit? It's kind of a neat thing because there's only so many spots that we can actually have this sort of thing happening, where you've got to have the satellite orbit exactly the right way so that it ends up in the same position all the time and can do the same job all the time at the same spot on the Earth. So that's what geostationary means. Once every 24 hours. Well, that makes sense because the Earth turns once every 24 hours. At what altitude would such a satellite orbit? Well, let's see. We need it to orbit at once every 24 hours. So there's 20, there's 25, there's 30, or once every 24 hours. All we got to do is read up on the graph and see exactly what altitude that's going to be. Please give it to us in thousands of kilometers. Number 3, what is the relationship between altitude and the time needed to complete one orbit? Defend your answer. So don't just say something and then quit. You got to say why. Well, let's see. Here's altitude. And here's the time needed to complete one orbit. As the altitude increases, then what does the time to complete the orbit do? So what kind of relationship is it? And then how do you know that as far as looking at the graph? All right, make sure you give us complete answers on all 3. Thank you so much for flying Southwest. Have a good day.